In today's video, I'm going to be doing an in-depth analysis of Impel Down and talking about how you could add this area to Grand Peace Online. Alright, let's get right into the video, and before I actually talk about the internal levels, let's discuss the external layout of Impel Down. The first and most important thing is that this area goes all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, and the majority of the layers are located under the sea. It would just look kind of strange if the prison was just one floor high, or if you did not take inspiration from this key characteristic of Impel Down. The second thing that I want to mention is that I'd like to see the prison surrounded by rough seas. I think this would be an awesome idea, and if Sea Kings could lurk around the prison to stop any pirates who tried to escape, this would just be a really cool mechanic. And maybe there could be a ship that only Marines can use, which wouldn't cause the sea beast to spawn, as this would be necessary for them to transport pirate players into the prison. I'd also like to see the layers that pirates are sent to be determined by their bounty. This way you won't have just new level players getting chucked in level 6 right next to some high level Ogier user with the best gear in the game. Let me clarify though that I wouldn't want Impel Down to be time based or be escapable by logging out. In my opinion, once a player is jailed in Impel Down, their spawn should be set to their respective level in the prison, and the only way out should be to escape through completing a set of difficult challenges or by getting help from the outside. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get right into all 6 layers of Impel Down. The first layer of Impel Down is level 1 Crimson Hell. This is probably one of the easiest layers to add, since basically all we are looking at here is a field of spikes, which would damage players and give a slight knockback if players touch them in Grand Peace Online. This on its own doesn't sound too bad. There would also be quite a lot of guard NPCs who would be reasonably strong and would chase players around the spikes. However, if you decide this is too much for you, there will be a hole in the middle of the field that if you jump down will lead you to level 2, the Wild Beast Hell. If you couldn't tell by the name, this level is full of wild beasts. These monsters would have to be pretty strong, and I imagine that it wouldn't be easy to survive them if you tried to roam the corridors unprepared. Maybe they could even drop some sort of exclusive item, and this would give players an incentive to venture into the lower levels, or just give them something to do while they're imprisoned, basically, while waiting for to be rescued by their crewmates. Okay, now this next level is pretty boring, so maybe you could just skip over this one in the game. However, this is the Starvation Hell. As the name suggests, this isn't very fun. The only feature that I could see being added from this level would be a starvation effect, similar to when a player's health gets low, and they're basically just staggered. The next level is much more interesting and also kind of dark and kind of like gruesome and gory. This level is the Blazing Hell. This level is incredibly hot, and the boiling blood pools are pretty much a death sentence if you fall into one. I imagine that going from level 3 to 4 would be quite dangerous, as you'd run the risk of falling into these pools. With that out of the way, let's talk about level 5. Level 5 is the Freezing Hell, and I was thinking that maybe this level could have a unique feature where if you're outside in the cold for too long, you become slowed and then eventually get permanently frozen in ice. However, if you could find the secret entrance, level 5.5, you could escape to there. And 5.5 is Nukama Land, but I don't think this would fit in GPO, so I'd like to see the devs incorporate some of their own creative ideas for level 5.5. Like, if we look at the devs, it is kind of their job to create things, and what they've done so far with things like Sea Beast armor and the new Kraken armor, it looks amazing. So I'm sure they're very, very capable of adding some really cool stuff to layer 5.5. The final level is level 6. This level is Eternal Hell, and as the name suggests, there are no ways to escape this level without help from the outside. I'd also like to see this incorporated into the game, and maybe the only way for players here to escape would be if their crewmates descended and went through all the different levels and basically gave them the key to their cuffs. This would just be a really cool mechanic, and I imagine that like crews would have to organise and be like, our captain's been captured, he's in level 6, let's send a party down there to go kill the bosses and kill the wild beasts and, go through the blood pools, all this, and go through Freezing Hell and all this just to save their captain, and this would be a really cool, interesting mechanic. Anyway, that's pretty much all my ideas for Impel Down. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, Also, I hope you're having a great day, evening, whatever time it is for you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.